Hello everyone, Don back with the next progress report on my Corsair. As you might recall from the last couple videos, I've been working on this plate here. This is the plate for the, what do you want to call it, the dry sump oil system. There's no more oil pan. This is just a shallow dish cover to allow me to incorporate the motor mounts, lower mounts onto the plate. I got in today the countersink screws, and I got my sight gauge. There's a piece of glass in there, as you can see. That'll be in the oil tank. That'll be up there on the firewall. You know, wherever the oil level is going to be on the tank, that's where it's going to be. So if you look in there, you should be able to see the oil. So that came, and those came, and as you can see, I just put it in there just to set it because it's the same size bung. As you can see, I also machined up a bung, put in there for the drain line. It'll be the same size as that. That's the oil inlet that'll come from the tank. This will be the oil outlet that'll go back into the tank. And I did find when I was over at the parts store looking for some oil galley plugs, I was looking through the hardware again for shorter bolts. The ones I bought were 50 mil. These were 40 mils, but these also have a nice shoulder on them, a washer, built-in washer. So those are even better because I was going to have to put a washer on them. But these fit perfect. When they go in and tighten down, they literally right at the bottom of the threads. So I picked up a box of 3 of those. Alright, so let me pull this back off, flip it over, and you can see what I was talking about. Now people are asking, I don't think one bolt's going to hold that. Well, apparently you weren't listening very well, because there's 3 bolts. There's my 3 countersinks. And I did get in, I bought a countersink from McMaster Car, or not McMaster Car, I got this from Harbor Freight Tools. Now this is an 82 millimeter, means it's 41 degrees per side, 82 combined. And then these bolts I ordered are 82, because these come in 82 or 90 degree. I couldn't find one of these in a 90. This is a 3/4 inch diameter, and the heads of these screws are probably in the neighborhood of 5/8. And then here you can see the 2 little 6 millimeters. Now I ordered a box of these, and then this drain sight plug. Well, these came today, but these didn't. These apparently are coming from another warehouse. When I order stuff from McMaster Car, like I ordered this stuff yesterday, and it was here today. And the only reason that's the case is because there's a hub for McMaster Car in Cleveland, which is only 2 hours from here. So you order those in the morning or early afternoon, you have the stuff the next day. They're that quick on the stick. So that's basically finished. So you can see the bung, I welded it on the inside. Now so I didn't want the weld on the outside, so I welded it on the inside. So now I was going to throw this plate in my Aqua cabinet, my glass bead, water-based glass bead cabinet. Okay, see now it won't set down because of these 2 screws, these hidden screws. You can see that one's sinking in. So these 2 have to be drawn down first. Alright, that's slightly snug. That's slightly snug. And then these go in. So before even snugging these down, I'll put all of them in. You got to put them all in first. Make sure everything starts good. That one starts good. This one's a little snug yet. Let's move this around just a little bit, and it should start there. So, but they all fit. And then of course there's my oil drain out of the gearbox again into the pan, and then everything gets blowed out through here. Now I'm hoping that once this is up in there, I'm hoping I can put the oil tank on this low side here. So most of the oil draining out of the motor can feed into the tank, just gravity feed. It'll get blowed in, but it'll gravity feed. The fitting will go in on the high side. The drain on the outlet will go to the oil pump on the low side. So it draws from the bottom of the tank, feeds into the top, and then there'll be the PCV valve again. It's going to be on the intake manifold. That'll be plumbed into the oil reservoir as well, and then there'll be a vent on the reservoir. So there's going to be 1, 2 just for the oil in, oil out. Let me think. The PCV will be 3. I was thinking there's more. And I've got the cap, but the cap's going to be on a fitting or hose or something. No matter wherever I put the oil tank, the cap's going to be up here where the original fill door is from the old setup, so I can add oil in without pulling the cowling off. It may just be on a hose going down to the tank, something. I'll figure that out after this is mounted. So again, once those are all in place, you can see the bolts just come right through. So these are all at the right height. So that's what I did today. I was going to throw this, again, I was starting to say I was going to throw this in my blasting cabinet, but it turned out from setting for a while, the problem is this is an air hose. This was always mounted in the back, and it was because my intent was to run some air lines around the shop perimeter and then plug it in back there, leave it plugged in. So every time I go to plug it in, I got to drag this thing out and hook it up, and it's always pain. So I decided to move it. But what happened was the valve stuck open, the air valve stuck open. The regulator wouldn't work. It was just set at like 60, and it wouldn't. I couldn't back it down to shut the air off. I had to unhook it, but it was all in the back. So I pulled it all off because I know what it is. I originally had a check valve in the air line inside, going to the hose into the gun. Turn the lights on. There was a check valve in the air line. The small one is the air line, big one is the water glass media. So I had a check valve in there, but it was all aluminum and it corroded from the water and it was sticking open. And what happens is sometimes this thing will stop flowing media, and you take and plug it like you would a sandblaster, and it forces the air to go in there and blow back out through the pump assembly down there. And what happens is sometimes the media gets blowed back into the air hose, it comes back into this stuff, which is here, and it fills this full of water and media, and it comes out here. So I need to get another check valve to put in here. The one I had on there was kind of small. I need to get a bigger one that I can put basically right here to prevent it from kicking. Let me hold this with my thumb, hit the switch, and you should, oh, I don't have the air hooked up. 1 second. But after I got it all cleaned, the solenoid valve that turns the air off. Nice. So you can tell my compressor works now. And I'm turn that off real quick. Run for a minute or two. My switch is broken off, so I got to use that. Just unplug it. But I wanted to see if it's sticking at all. So if I don't hold the finger over this is the air inlet. If I don't close this off with my thumb, when that water starts blowing in there, it will blow the media and everything right out through there. Okay, so you'll be able to see and hear that pump run, but so the air's working good now, and the pump so it's working good. But I don't want to hook it up yet because this is kind of downhill for me. Like so. So any water and glass media will come down in and settle in this shutoff valve, and then that thing sticks. But today, the reason I'm talking about this is when it was messed up, I decided to change out and switch out the media. So I took the whole cabinet outside, wiped it down. Now you can see the glass media is all nice and fresh. Before it had this, yellow brownish tin on it. but I washed the whole thing down, got all the old glass out, cleaned everything up, put it all back together, tore these both apart, went through and cleaned them all out. So now it works, but I don't want to use it till I can find a air check valve to put in this airline to keep media from getting back into here. The best place to put it would be right here, right where it wants to try to come back in. So that's where I'm at there, but everything looks nice and clean. Oh, and then I did one more modification I'd mentioned before, that when using this thing it likes to fog up inside. I mentioned I want to put a fan on there, so there's my fan. I bought this for my waste oil burner that I started building. See if you can hear this thing. Nice and quiet. I got to remember that if I plug it in to unplug it because it's so quiet. But the ideal thing would be to get into this box, get that plugged in, or put an outlet on the box, so when I turn the power on, that'll come on with everything else. I took my hose out that was on the inside until I get water plumbed into here. It was just kind of in there getting messy and dirty, so I just took it out. So that's where I'm at. Those screws, today is Tuesday I mean. I got to go out and start working them while driving. The screws, I think it said, won't be here till Thursday. I'll see if I can find a check valve for that thing locally at the industrial supply places. There's a Granger in town, but you got to have an account, a business account, to buy from them. McMaster Car is the exact same thing as Granger, but they sell to the general public. But there's no storefront here for them. But there is a hose shop, Serco, in Erie. They might have some inline valves that I can put in there. The one I had, it was real small, and I think I ended up just throwing it away. It only takes, very light pressure. You don't need it to be, a pound or so of pressure to pop open. That air pressure is set at 60 pounds, but you want to be able to get it snapped shut so if the water tries to come back through, it'll stop it. So that worked good until it corroded up, just because it's aluminum and water. Alright, I think that's about all I got done. That's all I can do. But my intent was to throw this in the cabinet, blast it, because it's... Oh, one more thing I was going to show before I did this. Before the cabinet decided not to work properly. I just used it a week or so ago. It worked okay, but this time the air didn't want to shut off. The only thing left before I can put this on and be done with it is to plug the original oil pickup. Yeah, that's the last tooth, last thread. Oh, I got these stupid bolts in there too. Figures. One bolt in there, I guess. There we go. Oh, there we go. Get this thing out of here. Sorry, folks. Oh, still not enough. Let go. Thank you. Ready to go. All right. I did find what was as close to 18 millimeter freeze plugs, galley plugs, at O'Reilly's. They didn't have it. They had to order it in from another store, and they had it the next day, so I went and picked it up. They had two of them, so I bought them both. I bring them over here, go to put one in there, and it just slides right in there just perfectly. Just slips right in. So it's the exact same. It's literally the exact same size as the hole. It wasn't. It's not expanded enough to lock it in. So, but I have to plug this hole. You can see there's the two bolts where the pickup tube came down into the pan, and it draws through there. So I'm probably just going to machine out a cap that looks just like this, but I'll put a boss on it so it goes in and bolts, and then before I put it in, I'll probably take a reamer. I don't think my 3/4 will fit. Yeah, it should. That's only 700 thou. Here it is. Yeah, I might be able to ream that a little bit. But the idea would be to put a bevel on there and put an O-ring on the plug. So the plug plugs in there, and then this little odd-shaped cap, will be around the center, around the edges. As it goes in there, the O-ring will get squished in there. And this bolt I mentioned before cleared perfectly. It was hitting right there on the edge of that lip. So in the pan, you can see I made a little notch right there. That's all I had to put in it to get enough clearance. That little guy right there. And the rest of it's fine. That little notch is from the quarter round hitting that hole where the ball bearing on it runs around here on the inside, and it got in that hole and did that to it. Did the same thing to me on the outside there, but just cosmetic. That's left loose because this has got to come off, these got to come off. This, of course, will come out, and then it'll blast this whole thing. But that's the only thing left. Make a plug, get that thing plugged up, get this thing blasted, and then it's ready to seal and slap on there. So I think that's all I got left to do. Alright, well, that's 16 minutes in. I might as well go ahead and end it there because there's nothing else to report. Other than I got that bit, I ordered that stuff. I got the hoses haven't showed up yet. They were supposed to be here Friday, didn't come. They were supposed to be here yesterday, didn't come. They didn't come today. I mean, they went from California all the way to New Jersey, now back to Pennsylvania. So I don't know where they're at. I'll have to look and see. But I expect them this week. I'm not ready for them anyway. Oh, and I did go to the aluminum shop or the metal shop to get some tubing, and they didn't have any. They had some really thin stuff that was probably like 35 thou or something. It's way too thin. And it was a beat up piece of aluminum too. So I'm going to have to order that online. And it's like $13.50 a foot from Aircraft Spruce. So might be able to get it cheaper at Wix. Last time I ordered from Wix, it took like 2 weeks to get the parts because it did the same thing. It went all the way to Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, and went from Pittsburgh, New Jersey. I mean, it just all over the damn place. UPS, that was through the mail. So, all right, well, I'm going to go before this thing hits me at 18. So, all right, that's going to do her. Probably won't see me again till the weekend. So for now, I appreciate everyone taking time to watch my videos as always. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns, and I'll just answer them as they come along. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this update, and I will see you guys next weekend. So for now, this is Down and Done.